back. We're back with Fire Chief Miles and the Pontiac. They were going to call it Fire Chief, but they changed it to Strato Chief. That looks terrific. Except that you got it all dirty. Anyway.
I did, yeah.
You guys ready?
It's running down the road.
What are we doing here?
I went shopping.
You bought a new caravan. Grand Caravan.
Beautiful.
Bought a Grand Caravan, and look what it came with.
Oh! It's worth it. Wow, look at that thing.
It's cute, eh?
It is cute.
So, this is how I'm going to drive around BC with Andy and Dylan, Agent 533. And we're going on a mini bike rally in the mountains. And this is how I'm getting there. I didn't have time to restore one, and Andy found this last year. And I hummed and hawed, and then I thought, hell, that I want to go. So
that thing's clean, man.
It's pretty clean. Honestly, we met the guy in the parking lot, and I gave him the money, and we pushed it out of his truck, and I pushed it in here. I didn't even kick it. I didn't look at it. Nothing. This is because I thought I'm committed now. Like,
yeah, what am I
told
going
him
to do?
I would buy it. He drove 4 hours up from Lethbridge, so I'm committed, and let's see how good or bad it is.
Yeah, there's not much to them, right?
Yeah, take your time. Okay,
just let me get out
to
now.
there. Watch out, Tiger. Good, there we go. So, I believe it's a 1968 Yamaha 175.
And it's a two-cylinder.
Two-cylinder, two-stroker. Should we try and start it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's going to sound
Keys
great.
in the console, or the cup holder, I think. I don't know anything about it and how much work was done or not done, but it did just pass an inspection, so the tires are good, and supposedly it's all good, so let's see what happens.
That's a cute bike, man.
It is cute, right? And if it works good, it can be Sean's daily. Where's
Yeah, where is it?
Oh, probably here.
There you go.
It's like Andy's. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there's even a battery. Neutral lights on. Yeah, cool. All right. Choke, gas is on.
Compression, not much. It's a little smooth. Edit.
Make sure that there's not a kill switch.
Right.
Is that a starter?
Yeah, feels like
Oh my
it.
god, there's a starter. Well,
Hold on a second.
oh, maybe it's low on fuel. He said he was running around yesterday, so there's lots of gas.
Start it.
Gas is old.
Sounds like it's running already.
I know.
I don't know. Up and down the driveway.
Those pesky
something's
flies
fighting
have
it.
gone away.
It looks like a lot of power. You gonna go with them there, Shawnee?
No, I'm gonna stay with Frankers.
Are ya?
He's not really left the house in a while, so. Frankers.
to run down low.
I'll reserve judgment, but I think that the motor's shot.
Do you?
Oh.
Top of my head, there's no compression. That's why I won't idle.
Oh yeah.
There's a range in each gear where it pulls pretty good.
Yeah, I when you came up the driveway, I saw it come up, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh yeah, no, it's not. But I think that it's. I think it probably needs.
Let's throw a compression gauge on it. See what you're doing.
Yeah, we'll let it cool off.
The plug itself is a little fucker.
well, that could
No.
be. It could be
Yeah,
just
and it
fucking
could just be
plowing
these
about
things have super tiny idle jets. I'm more than happy to play with it, but my first impression when I kicked it is, where's the motor?
There's just no.
There's just no. Like, you can hardly.
Yeah, man.
Like,
With your pinky.
yeah. And it might be fine. Maybe I'm just not used to such teeny tiny.
And you might kick it over and go, oh shit, wow, this is great.
Yeah, but no. Look at.
No, I know, it doesn't seem right.
I can do it with
That's
my hand.
too easy. Seems too easy. And also why it's not running.
Yeah,
Well, you
I-
couldn't kickstart it. You had to use the start.
So low RPM, it's no compression. It won't continue.
Now we can put fresh gas and we can clean the carbs and we can do all that bullshit stuff.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that it's sound otherwise. Like
Yeah.
we got lights, we got brakes, we got signals, and it seems to be charging the battery, which is encouraging
Yeah.
because when you rev it up, the signals go faster. So
Yeah,
we got
okay.
so it's mostly there.
Well, if it just needs a
mostly
set
there.
of rings and you pull the head or whatever that's called,
Yeah,
that's not horrible.
and I believe that.
How did the
would be-
transmission feel and shifting?
It's fine. Shift's fine. Brakes are good enough for what we're doing. They're drums, but they're fine for what we're doing. Sure. We'll have to see. I don't know what the compression's supposed to be, but it feels like it's about 20 psi.
And he texted me, said he might come out.
Yeah. And I asked him if he would. So. Anyway, small change. And worst case scenario is what? Nothing. There is
Nothing.
no worst
There
case.
isn't
Worst
actually,
case
'cause
scenario
it's a
is we
nice
spend-
bike.
We spend $15 on rings. Right, just got back from my first test drive on the Yamaha, and you know, we putted it up and down the driveway, but I took it to the store and filled it up with gas and tried to assess the actual performance, and it's not great. I'm not sure if it's a tune-up issue or an actual this thing is kind of worn out issue. Either way, I think it's still going on this trip, but I'm going to go through it real quick with a few actual numbers and try to get it tuned up a little bit better. Again, we just kind of fiddled around with it and got it to actually run the other day. Now I have a couple of numbers. First thing we're going to do is set the points and timing, and beyond that, I'm just not sure if it's it seems to pull quite well in a very narrow range and then start to trip on itself. So I see that the timing seems to be set pretty far back on the adjustment, so I'm hoping it's a points and timing issue. If it's not, well, at least we'll know. Nice day for it, at least. Right, calling for a point gap of 13 thou. So let's get that going. Well, I've got the cover off of there, and we've got one plug out. So we think we have the gap right on the plugs. And now, the way the timing is set on these is that the plug should fire at 0.3 millimeters or 71 thou before top dead center. Easy enough to find top dead center. We've got this guy here. Got a plug out. And I'm going to rotate the engine over and we'll see how that goes. And when we find top dead center, we're going to back it off 71 thou, and then we're going to adjust the timing until the until we lose continuity between the points, and then that should be pretty much spot on. Here she comes. Oh, and look at that. It's actually at 71 thou right there. Since we know that the engine runs counterclockwise on this side, I'm going to turn the crankshaft clockwise 71 thou, right to there. Okay, now I'm going to move the plate here to till the point's open. Now we're back. We're on the other side of the engine here now, and so I've unhooked the condenser. It tends to mess with this thing, and we're just checking for continuity. You can hear it. Continuity across the points. So at this point, the point should be open, and I'm seeing that they are not open. Fair enough. So, but they should be just opening. Since we know that the engine runs this way, advances this way, and we can see that these have been set previously all the way back as far as they would go. So that seemed odd to me, and then, but you don't want to assume, so we check, and I'm going to just eyeball when they open. Holy cow, way down here somewhere. Let's double check. Okay, they're open now. Closed, somewhere in there, which makes sense. That's it. That's where they gotta be. So that was way out to lunch. The gap on the points wasn't bad, but the timing was hopelessly off. And now you can see that both of the timing adjustment screws for both sides are more or less in the center of their adjustment. So it can't be worse than it was. Well, maybe it won't run at all. Let's see. Okay, well, it doesn't not run, so I thought it might be a little harder to start, and it is a teeny bit, but not really worried about that because it wouldn't go more than 48 miles an hour. So now I'm going to put it back together and we're going to go around the block. You know, it just didn't seem to have it, you know. It should be fairly zippy, you know, for a teeny thing. Okay, we're back from a couple of more test drives and keep finding more things wrong with it, and then we keep fixing them, and it still doesn't run any better. So it just seems very feeble, and it seems to only run properly in a very narrow range. And we just did a compression check, and it's not great. 40 to 50 psi. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but probably more than what you would put in a tire. So we're gonna pull the head and have a look, and it might be, you know, I don't think that the engine's terminal, but it might be more than we can do in one day. It just might be finished.
It seems to idle okay, and
yeah, just so we can't idle it through the mountains.
no, I think you probably have about 10 horsepower here.
Yeah. honestly, we couldn't do it any fucking harm by pulling these heads or these cylinders, running a hone through it, and fucking just
throwing it back together.
Throwing it back together. You could not make it any worse.
No, it in its current state.
And to be honest, you do that, and with the same rings, let it reseat. Just feel how polished that is, right?
Yeah.
But it's got a ridge on it, which surprises me.
What else have we got that's this kind of bore?
How do you mean? Like for a hone?
No, for rings.
Oh. Fuck, I don't know. I don't even know how big that piston looks like. It's about 50 millimeters.
I don't have a problem with giving it a hone, but be kind of like without
I mean, it would be
rings.
nice to put rings in it, but at the same time,
Do you really think it'll improve the compression with a
I did that with
and
that
no
Yamaha.
rings? Yeah.
that fucking center cylinder was 60 pounds, and it's over 100 now. All I did was fucking hone it.
I guess we could
And
pull
I
it out
did-
and
and I
see
did
if the
do the
rings have. See if the rings have. Well, that's probably what saved it was doing the valves. We could see if the rings are stuck. Like maybe he never took any of this
Well,
apart.
the rings are stuck, right?
Hmm?
The rings are fixed. There's a peg on the piston.
Oh,
the
okay.
rings don't
Yeah,
rotate.
the rings don't rotate. Okay.
Oh, is there movement? Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. Clank a clank.
It's moving in the cylinder.
That's what I'm hearing
Yeah, no wonder it doesn't make any fucking power.
when I'm
How's your
driving.
side?
Oh, this side seems okay. Well, I think that's the rattling I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
It's pretty tired.
Oh, dude, like,
Yeah, can't have that.
look at
It's just worn out.
how are we going to make that good in
Well-
the next?
The only way we can do it is if another ring from some other two-cycle.
Okay, well, at this point, we're gonna pull the barrels and just have a look. Okay, I don't think much is gonna happen if I do this, right?
No, the rings are just gonna.
Please say it comes out of there. Oh, come on. Oh no, you can if you turn the slot
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
to go over one of the studs, you can do it.
I need you to loosen that other bolt.
Now, is
for
this
the
all made out of
carb.
JB weld or is this okay? What engine can we sneak in here and get us through? Oh, the Gravely engine I already blew up as well, so I guess we're not putting that in here. As you say, if it wasn't for the time constraint, we'd have no problem here. It's just that barrel off. How's that piston look?
We can put new rings on it right here if you have them, but
We don't, of
we
course.
don't have them. I'm just thinking like give these a little bit of a fucking
Oops. And you're right, we cannot bugger that up.
They are fucking soft. These
Can we
rings are-
finger them off of there?
Oh, they come off.
Okay, I'm
blinking
doing
an eye, like
Okay, I'm taking mine off. Okay, that's the bottom.
a little button or
I'm
something.
giving you the top one. You tell me if you see a difference.
Well, the rod feels
One
good.
end taper on the bottom. So I think they're identical.
Yeah. There's nothing with the piston or rod bearing or crank bearing that makes me concerned at all. It's tight.
But I think if we put these in here, we'll find that the end gap is unbelievably big. Like, what's the end gap supposed to be? Because it's a fucking 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
It should probably be like a couple of thou, right?
I'd say maybe 20 thou.
Yeah, look at it. It's like 150 fucking thou.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have a hard time making that up.
And a hard time faking that in.
Okay,
I'm
well,
such a piece of shit. I would literally weld the ring up, but then you run the risk of barking up the cylinder, which is pretty mint. The end gap should be, as you say, 20 thou, not 200 thou. And that's fine. My point is, I think if you had rings, the thing would run. So can we get a 50 mil by?
Who gives a fuck? It's just a 50 mil ring.
Well, no, it needs to have a cross section. And the cross section is, let me just, What's 55 thou times 25.4? Looks like 1 or 2 or 1.5.
1.4 millimeter ring.
You're right, the rest of this engine is fine, but these rings are absolutely done. Okay, I don't know if we went over this briefly already, but the engine in the bike that I'm supposed to ride 200 miles this weekend is totally shot, and we pulled it apart thinking that the rings were shot, which they are, and then we discovered that they're not only shot, but this one's actually missing a good sized chunk of it there. So there's no way that this thing is capable of running any number of miles at all. What we did do, we managed to search the whole city. We came up with 2 chainsaw piston rings that are not quite the same, but they're not quite really that far off either. The ring gap on the old rings is something around 1/8 of an inch. It's supposed to be 6 thou. We put these in, the ring gap goes down to, you know, there's still wear on the cylinder, but at least these rings give us a ring gap of, we figure it's probably less than 20. The tolerance is 6 to 14. So if we can get it to under 20, obviously it's not going to be great, but right now it's 120. So we're gonna, you know, and we had another pair of these coming from Amazon, promised overnight delivery, and what they really did is promise you that they'll phone you the next day and say, oh yeah, we lied. So either I'm not going on this trip, or I'm making my own fucking piston rings right now. So plan B is make your own piston rings, and plan C is put 1 new piston ring in each cylinder and take the 2 best of the old shitty ones and put them in. I'd like to go with plan A, which was put new rings in it. What I'm about to do here only has to last the weekend. So if we can make it last the weekend, you can get pistons. I'll bore it out, and we're gonna go 1/2 mil oversize on the pistons and rings and bores, and then next year the bike will be fine. But that doesn't get me anywhere this weekend. I really was looking forward to going on a little ride. So here goes. Honey Bunny is going to hone the cylinders and clean them up, and I'm going to go next door and try and make piston rings out of old pieces of pipe, because that's the kind of day it is. Right on. Okay, it is T minus about 8 hours, and we can see that. There's my piston rings. Got one side in already. Made the notch to emulate the old ones, like that. So that's what we're doing. There we go. See, we got our ring end gap down to kind of something a lot more reasonable. That was literally the good ones, it was over 1/8 of an inch, and the bad one, it was more like almost 1/2 an inch. So I'm going to put this ring on the piston, and I've got some chainsaw rings for the top, and we're going to chuck it back together. We are running out of time. I still have to edit video, which has to upload. So yeah, to say that we are cutting it close is just a major understatement here. Okay, I've already got one side tucked in there. Let's see, where the fuck did I put that goddamn thing now? Let's hope that we get something out of it. I'm going to put the bottom homemade one on first. Honey Bunny has been so kind to meticulously clean the barrels. So once this goes on, we should be going. Okay, it's about a half an hour later. I'm gonna roll it outside and fire it up and see. Compression showing 90 on both sides, which is not great, but it's a lot better than 40. So let's see how she goes. Nice black smoke there.
That's cool.
Sweet.
That's tight.
All the hopeful faces, eh?
Yeah. Everybody out.
We're gonna make it.
Showing my face.
We're gonna make it.
Faces.
Yeah, there's some sweet machinery. Chain. First leg.
First leg.
Count them, 1, 2, 3, still running.
Whoop.
So just stop for I don't know. We're not putting rings in yet. What town are we at?
Silverton.
Silverton, lovely. Oh, look at, there's even a nice old 5-window Chevy across the street, the GMC. Did any bike not make it yet?
No, we got.
I think everybody made it this far. Wow, there's some sweet bikes here, you guys.
Hey, you made it!
I made it, yeah, against all odds.
No leaks from the head?
It's kind of just, I figure I'm gonna go until she blows.
Good.
I'd rather blow it up than do the whole thing at 30 miles an hour.
You should get the Nelson.
I hit 104 kilometers an hour on
Oh yeah, I think.
That's my new top speed.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I have my phone as a speedometer, so it records my fastest speed. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I should do that.
Yeah,
my speedometer just does this.
Yeah. Oh, my speedometer is fucked. So I'm just like, this is so much easier. He's always wearing it.
Don't see that around my house.
Well, I actually
would wrap wired. So that's the way the bike's set up.
Is there a big geography?
So, halfway, what do you think? How's your cycle doing?
Good, yeah. Another day at the office for this one. Behaving itself.
That's awesome.
I know the route, so
yeah, that's right. This is easy for you.
This is just my backyard.
I'm just happy to be able to keep up.
Ish.
Well, that's halfway, and it's not on the trailer. So really, I was kind of figuring that's what was going to happen. So
I say it's
all three of our smokers are doing pretty good. Yeah.
Already a win.
Let's see if there's any compression left. Oh yeah, there's more than zero.
That's right.
Zero's what it had the night before, so
I can hear it.
So the homemade rings are holding up.
It's unbelievable, really.
Because you're not supposed to make them out of steel welded. It's not even seamless pipe. I made them out of welded pipe. Like that is like so many no-nos all in one. So the fact
You
that it
obviously
hasn't.
did an okay job hardening them.
Well, okay. And again, if you bought a new bike and the piston rings lasted 200 miles, you'd be mad. But if you made your own rings the night before and they lasted 200 miles, you'd be stoked. So that's the measure of success here today.
Can't really ask for more than that.
And the clutch started dragging, but I think we got that sorted. It was just a little
slight
adjustment.
cable adjustment.
The brakes are actually getting better. I think they may have been new because it's starting to bed in, and it's stopping better than it did earlier today. So. pretty much a pylon at this point.
That BSA ended up in one of them. Yeah.
Looks like Dylan scored the sweet ride today.
That's right. Trouble-free.
Yeah, it was doing okay. Like,
Oh, we're golden. I was going to try and run with your
oh, I don't care. That's
Just starting.
that's the least of our worries, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You'll make it.
The cane.
A little bit. Just starting.
I'm back to
okay, that's
50-50.
it.
You might want to just check that.
Yeah, no, it's not the sound of gears. It's the sound of pistons and stuff.
I need to do something about this front tire. It's just about jumping off the ground.
You getting a glitter job there, or
Ooh,
that is milky?
Front tire is so
that's
piece of shit. I've never seen it.
What
that's
would
weird,
cause
isn't it?
that?
Huh?
What the hell would cause milky fluid in an air-cooled engine? Air-cooled transmission?
What in the hell is that? I think there's oil as well.
Yeah, it looks like
So
so.
whatever. I think my rings have had their 200 miles of glory.
The heat treating is.
The heat treating is starting to fade, yeah. But you should get a trophy for most determined to not finish. Yeah. Somehow I've managed to get ahead of Andy and Dylan, despite being on the suicidally ill machine here. So I'm just pulled over and this whole place is just a postcard, and I just want to see if we can get a shot of the fellas.
I was giving you 50-50, to be honest.
Oh, dude, that's more than I gave. Going up the hill, I gave myself 1 in 100.
No,
And then once we were out on the road, I'm like, okay, 1 in 5.
Yeah, when you got it,
When we got halfway, 50-50.
well, I figured if we could
pulling
make
into
it to
that gas-
Silverton,
Yeah,
we'd be fine.
yeah.
Because,
Well.
I mean, stuff when it's failing, like bearings, they give you lots of notice, right?
Well, but the thing is, it was giving me the notice on the way out of town.
Okay,
here.
I wasn't riding it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hardly used the brakes at all, really. Used the back brake a couple times just to let people know I was slowing down. Like,
Yeah, it's almost a Cinderella story. Except that it'll be lucky to make it back to your house.
Instead of losing a slipper, you left a piston or ring somewhere on the road.
Hi, Wicked. Oh, what a good girl. It's the next day, and we thought we'd try and fire up Dylan's 1983 Honda V65 V65 Sabre 1100. This would have been cheating on the rally, hey?
A little bit, yeah.
Here is a bike that did not give any trouble.
Zero trouble.
Look at that.
Hardly got a bug on it even. There was
most of
one
the
I
bugs-
think they would bounce off. They
Bugs
wouldn't
mostly
actually
bounce
die.
off at these speeds. Yeah.
one dragonfly was caught in the headlight.
It's now done 2 of these rallies without a hitch. Really? Did you have any trouble with it last year? No. Not really.
Nothing.
This one, a hammer other than the tire.
The front tire's
just a
garbage,
poor
yeah.
quality tire.
Yeah.
So that little grouchy
You know why it was
starting.
grumpy? Because my headlight was on.
And this, for something I literally thought would be on the trailer in the first 50 miles, it was
Well,
fine.
it wasn't like we were going slow to accommodate it.
Well, and I didn't want that. I didn't want you guys to have the whole weekend be shit because we had to wait for me in second gear at 15 miles an hour. Like, fuck it, I'd rather. I figured I'm going to blow it up and ride in the truck. And then it didn't blow up.
Didn't blow up.
And I'm encouraged that I think it can be rebuilt into something decent.
We have the technology.
Oh, what a nice girl. You hanging out today with us? That's good. Oh, look at, I'm going to be so good, you guys. Andy's going to take the Sabre for a rip. Be a good one for the 80s Jap Superbike collection, though. We're going to do a little compression is right tonight. 2-cylinder edition. Alright, well we'll do it one hole at a time then with the other plug in. That'll be the most fair thing to do. Did put a set of points in. Andy actually had the points for this bike in his stuff. Or at least the part we needed. And we just mixed and matched our points.
Great luck.
And went out and beat on it for another afternoon, which a bit cheeky taking it out again actually. He's almost daring him to pick him off out there.
Yeah,
Okay,
we were
just
having a little bit of a
Daring the
playful-
motorcycle gods to
little
just hose me
playful
today.
session too.
Yeah.
I can't
Just
vouch
for
for the
the gauge.
accuracy of this gauge, but it might do
There's
the
no
trick.
way that that could be anything but 100%. I guess if we use the same gauge on both sides.
That's right.
I'll go get a piece of paper.
Well, it's not zero.
No, it's not zero,
It's not
which is
even-
alarming.
Not close to zero.
No. Okay, hang on. I'm writing my numbers down. Andy, have you picked your numbers yet?
I'm getting a feel for it. Okay, I got my numbers.
I love it.
Honestly, I think both of my numbers might still be higher than what it was when I got it. Like,
Okay, well then.
I remember
then
kicking
I
it
don't
over.
Then I don't feel bad about mine. Then.
Challenging Dylan's skills to the absolute limit, you guys. Look at how stressed he is. He's like,
Lucky I
guys,
didn't
is
find
this where this
anything.
goes? Taking that spark plug out of there is just
Like a pro.
like a pro.
So it's
like,
nice.
do you get paid to do
good-looking
this?
Plug. Sometimes.
Okay, so we're going at
WOT and how many
WOT,
kicks?
kick it till she stops. Absolute biggest number you can get out of it.
I'm not sure that this is going to provide a totally great
Yeah, well,
seal, but let's give it
let's
a
see
try.
if it goes at all.
It's going. Oh, hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Like
75 is
solid
not zero.
75.
It's still better than when I bought it.
75's all right.
Okay.
It's not great, but 75 is not terrible. Zero.
Yeah, that's all you're getting. That's all you get.
What are we at?
80.
80?
80.
Fuck me.
So we got a 75 and an 80?
75 and 80.
Well,
Okay, everybody.
Here's my numbers.
that's amazing.
Let's see. 78, 73.
Here's my numbers. Bribing the judge. Hang on, it's different paper. 60, 90.
Oh,
90.
man.
Okay.
60, 90. That's not. But both the numbers were between my numbers.
What was the numbers again? 75
Of course,
and
I could
80?
have said
They're
0,
also-
100,
yeah,
right?
well,
Okay, here's my numbers.
I was the closest without going over, though. Like
85,
the price
80.
is right.
So I was over by 5 on each.
Yeah.
And you were over by.
I was under by 2 on each. I did not go over, which.
That's actually.
I guess if it's
that's
Price
the
is
winner.
Right rules, you win.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, no, you guys blew
There
me
we
away
go.
on that.
Well, Pretty good though. Not bad. That means
So
they're
where's-
even, pretty even side to side, man.
I just
Can you believe that?
no.
Like,
It
that's
should be
epic.
should be ruined for something that was on a suicide mission.
Unreal.
That's not
Unreal.
even terrible. Oh, and the speedometer ate itself. Look at that! It just destroyed itself. Hey, did you see the speedo on the odometer? He used to say, "Oh, it's like the debt clock. It's just like it's spiraling out of control."
Full
What are we playing today on Get This Out of My Yard? Full slant 6 gasket set.
Headset, I guess.
Headset. Nice. Look,
So
that's
you'll have
nice,
to put
buddy.
some glue on the oil pan or make it out of a beer box.
I've got, that's nice. I have one still running
even
slant
worse.
6.
It's got a front seal as well. A rear main
61
seal.
to 87.
Rear main seal.
Nice. Thanks, man.
You never know.
And look at what else is in the Get It Out of My Yard garage. The real Sun and engine hub.
Yeah, nice. Well, you'll put it to better use.
That is awesome. Yeah, I'll probably need that within hours of getting it home. Right on. And Santa Sleigh version tying light. That's very cool. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out the video this week. Had a lot of fun putting that together, and hope you enjoyed it. Obviously not our usual fare here. Don't do a lot with motorcycles, and not usually somebody that would film my vacations because I don't take them. Nevertheless, this was a lot of fun, and we'll be back to the usual bashing on cars next week, but this week was there was so much footage and so much editing to put the motorcycle trip one together that I thought it was best as a standalone video, so that's what we did. Very much wanted to say thanks to Jim for putting that together. I'm afraid, Jim, I don't know your last name, but I will leave a link to the MotoGiro website if anybody's interested in participating in that event. It was a lot of fun and great people and a good time, and not just saying that because I managed to limp my bike through it. I want to say very special thanks to Dylan and Gina for putting us up at their lovely house in the Cusp, and I hope that we can go back again next year. I just had a terrific time and a great opportunity to go out and visit the legendary Agent 533. What else is going on? I will be finalizing the calendars this week, and once that is dropped off with the printer, I will start taking orders for those. We're going to take a limited number of orders. It's not something that I can have extras of because, of course, calendars become worthless on January 2nd. So we're going to take a limited number of orders and print them to order. There won't be any leftovers. I was very happy with how last year's calendar turned out, and I'm excited to do another one this year. I did a video of us doing some of the photography for it, and I think you guys will really like it. So thanks again to everybody who ordered one last year, and if you liked it, you'll probably like this year's calendar as well. Cheers. Of course, thanks also to my brother Andy for driving and arranging and hauling the bikes all in his truck, and he's generally substantially more organized than I am, so I really just had to get my beater here running and get in the truck, and he did the rest. So thanks again, buddy. That was I would not have done it left to my own devices, so that's awesome and a great time. Dean's back in town, so he's probably coming with me in the next week or so. We're going to go look again at that Nash I looked at. That doesn't mean that it's going to the top of the list. I really want to get to work on the Buick. We're going to be starting on the Dynaflow transmission, and we're going to be starting on the 1960 Impala engine rebuild. So we got lots of that coming up. Thanks so much, everybody, for leaving a comment and pushing the old like button. It really does help the videos get seen. And please double check if you think you are subscribed. A lot of people get unsubscribed from this channel, and of course YouTube does not let you know. They just do that. Thank you so much to the patrons of the show. You guys allow us to put these cars together and very occasionally take a couple of days to go for a bike ride. Thank you guys so much. The show is for you. Thanks everybody who contributed through the PayPal. option or the super thanks option on YouTube. It really makes a huge difference. You know, every time somebody throws $1 in, it makes more money than 100 people watching the show. So it really makes a huge difference. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to get back to work here. We'll see everybody next week. Cheers. Is a regular contributor.
Same old shit.
Bye.